What's up, beautiful people? Eric here, and I am headed out to yet another race. Just staying local this time, going out to Fontana, aka Fontucky, and it's going to be the last round of the Southridge race series for 2019. I actually wasn't planning on racing today because in the last winter series race back in, I think it was March or April, I had a little crash. Not terrible, but I dislocated one of my fingers. Fuck! Which is actually still a little bit crooked, if you kind of like can see there. A little funky looking, but I missed a couple of races because I just obviously I couldn't really grip the handlebars, so I was decided not to race. And then I figured that I was out of the points running, so I was kind of undecided. I was kind of going all week. I've been going back and forth about whether or not I should do the race. But I look at the Southridge website, and wouldn't you know it, I'm still in 3rd place for the points overall. Also turns out that the guy that racing in front of me, if I remember correctly, he's not going to be here this weekend. So if he's not going to be there, I could possibly jump into 2nd place for the overall. So I'm confident I can hold on to 3rd, and keep my fingers crossed, including my dislocated one, that I could possibly jump up into 2nd. I mean, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty fun for the overalls for the series, especially after missing a bunch of races. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the weekend. I know a bunch of my friends are going to be there. Let's go do this. Ah.
Don't you saw anything, dude?
Yeah. Man, that is sketchy. Practice day done. Challenging course, of course, but you know, it's nothing that I'm unfamiliar with. A couple of sketchy sections. This one really steep chute that everybody is on their brakes, and also it was really windy today, especially going up over this spine, going over the top of the hill, which again, that's a section that is consistently part of the race courses out here, and you know, everybody's dealing with the same conditions, so you know, you can't always have it perfect. So it's just a matter of just trying to be smart and be safe, and just do what you can, you know, despite the weather. It actually still is not the windiest I've seen it. There was one time last year that was just absolutely horrendous. I mean, people were literally getting blown off of their bikes. It wasn't quite that bad today. But the other factor is instead of camping, which was my original plan, I'm calling an abort on that for tonight because I'm a jackass and forgot my propane bottles. And I stopped at a couple of places on the way here. They only sold the large bottles, which is fine, you know, at the cylinder exchange. But they wanted, up front, they want like 70 or 75 bucks for a new cylinder full. And I figured for 20 bucks worth of gas, I could just go home. So that's what I'm doing. And especially considering I have 2 of those bottles at home. And the type or the company that sells the propane out here, it's not the same one that's around my house, so I don't know if I could get them refilled, you know, from, you know, Blue Rhino versus, you know, whatever other company is selling the propane. So I figured just go back. I know it's kind of dumb, but one thing that really puts me in the right frame of mind in the morning is my hot coffee, and I really can't make hot coffee if I don't have propane. Plus, this is also going to give me an opportunity to swap the tires on my bike. The tires I have are actually not in terrible condition. My rear tire is a little bit worn, but not horrendous. But I have some Assegais that I have to admit, did not like on my enduro bike. tires from my enduro bike onto my downhill bike, and see if that helps with this with having some better traction tomorrow. I was sliding around a little bit, but not unusual. Maybe these tires will actually give me a little bit more grip on the rocks. A little heavy, but it's not a long course. It's a single run format. I think I'm going to be good with those tires. So it's kind of a happy accident. So this has to be a little bit of a learning experience for me, because like I said, I was really looking forward to camping, but I kind of dropped the ball on getting myself ready. I should have done a little bit more preparation during the week. I just kind of got up this morning, unloaded all my music gear because I had a gig last night, and then just threw all that in the garage, and then I grabbed all my camping stuff and threw that into the truck. But the thing is, I keep my propane in a different place than I keep the rest of my camping gear. I keep the propane outside, and that's why I forgot it. So basically it's kind of a jackass move on my part. Hopefully I won't make that mistake a second time, and I can just get my bottles refilled for 20 bucks instead of having to buy a whole new one for 60 or 70 or 75 or whatever they wanted.
All right, so it's just got back, had some dinner, still wearing my riding clothes because I got home and just went right to work, swapping tires around. I stole the Assegai off the front of my enduro bike and put it on my front wheel. Actually, I had put the other Assegai in the back there, so I'm gonna have full grip front and back. So that'll be really good for the rocks tomorrow. And another thing that was kind of funny is a buddy of mine, Brian, was talking about his bike and how he had a snapped pinch bolt, and had to get that squared away for tomorrow. Looky what happened to me here. Same exact thing that Brian had to deal with. One of my pinch bolts snapped, and had to get out the drill and drill it out. Fortunately, I have a spare from an old fork that I have floating around, so I'm just gonna stick that in there and be on my merry way. But I don't know if there's something going around, some sort of contagion that's making everybody snap their pinch bolts, but yeah, you don't need the rail on these bolts. just make them nice and snug. We got 4 of them here, so you don't need to really kill them.
All right, here we are, race day, November 17th, 2019. It's about 6:30 a.m. Practice starts in Fontana in about an hour. It'll take me about an hour to get down there. So I'm just gonna get down, check in, and jump in the shuttle and just do a bunch of runs. Probably maybe get 3 or 4 practice runs in. I'm feeling good about it. I just kind of thinking it over last night as I was working on my bike and stuff like that. It's kind of funny the way that I always feel about practicing or feel about the race courses, and at least in this particular venue. I get there and the first practice run, first 2 practice runs or whatever, I'm just frustrated. I'm yelling. I'm stomping the ground and kind of getting upset with myself and saying this is unrideable and I suck and I shouldn't be here and what have I gotten myself into, and stuff like that. Once I get 2 or 3 runs in and I start putting the course together and I start feeling better about it, and then by the time I get to like today, race day, I'm relatively chilled out, and then I'm feeling good, going into my actual race run. So that's kind of how I'm at right now. I'm really hoping that the tire swap I did last night will make a difference. I think it will. Also, I want to give a shout out to my dad. Today is his birthday. He's 66 today. And I'm almost 45. Gonna be at 45 in about 4 or 5 weeks. And so that means both my parents, my mom and my dad, were both 21 when they had me. When I was 21, I could barely afford my car. And my folks were raising a child. And so pretty amazing thing that they did. So Dad, happy birthday. I've actually done races with my dad. I did a race called the Greenway Challenge, which is in the Blackstone Valley area of Massachusetts and Rhode Island, which was kayaking and running and mountain biking and road cycling. And the 2 of us kind of like did a relay thing, kind of pairing off on that. So if any of you are in the Rhode Island or Massachusetts area and looking to do a fun event, that's a pretty cool thing to do. You know, a little different than downhill mountain biking. It's more road riding oriented, you know, if you will. But it's a very cool event if you're gonna get a chance to do it. Another racing news too. A couple of friends of mine, actually my boss at the YMCA, Jackie, and actually one of my clients, Tracy, just went and finished up their Spartan trifecta yesterday out in Laughlin, Nevada, and that's the second trifecta in a row for both of them. I did a trifecta with them last year, and that was a blast. I never got around to doing any Spartan races this year. I was just so busy with the mountain bike riding and racing. So maybe next year, maybe 2020, I'll go after another trifecta. It depends on which races I plan to do, which, you know, what I decide to do, and so on and so forth. So in the meantime, I'm going to get down to Fontana and get some practice underway. Got a bunch of practice in. It's about 8:45. It's about 45 minutes left of practice right now. But getting comfortable with the course. But of course we have the unpredictable factor of the wind. Just a second ago I was walking. The wind, you probably can hear it, almost blew me over, and I'm just walking. A couple big gusts came through, so I keep my helmet on so I don't get sand blasted on my face, my eyeballs. And yeah, so I'm gonna do another run, maybe two, and then just go back to the pit and chill out until it's time for the race run. I figure there's no point in just continuing to pick my way down the hill, save it for my race run. Jesus. Dude, the course is fine. The wind is fucking gnarly. I'm getting blown all over the place up there. MTB Samantha, how you doing?
Good.
Good? How you liking the course?
It's good. A little dry though.
Dry, yeah.
Wind.
The wind is nutty. It's nutty on the expert course too. So, gotta do what we can do, right? Just get through it. Everybody's racing through the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Rock and roll. Yeah, man. Woo! All right, see how the other guys do. Yeah, Brian. Hey, Marco. Woo! Dude, sub 2 minutes. Nice, dude.
First place, sprint place.
Yeah.
This is my first one, buddy.
Good for you, man.
I told you, what's good? Not clean, no everything. Let it go.
Hi, Laura, you got this? You! Nice. Yeah. You got it, you got it. Whew! Wow. Oh. Rider coming up.
Yeah, Betty, have fun with it, Betty. Have fun with it.
You got it, babe. Yeah. You got it, you got it.
We just out on a Sunday afternoon.
Proud Papa right here. Let it go, let it go. You got it. Nice, nice. Hey, Brody.
Get it, brother.
Good job, buddy. Good job. Yeah. Keep going. You got it. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's all right. You're good. You're good. Oop. You got it, buddy.
There you go.
Whoop.
Yeah.
I got you, Brody. Throw your leg over. Come on, dude. Get on that rock.
You got it, buddy. There you go. Nice. Yeah. All right. So, just about home from the big Southridge challenge. So today was overall a success, I gotta say. There were 4 guys that signed up in my class. One of them didn't show up. I got 3rd. My time was 2:21 coming down the course. The guy that won did it in 1:57. So I guess, you know, there's some that's expert class for you. There's some fast dudes. You know, that combined with some tough weather conditions with the wind, and then pretty challenging course. You know, I'm pretty happy with my performance. Thinking ahead to next year, looking at what I want to do for races and events. You know, what am I going to do in 2020? Probably do Southridge again, though I'm not completely decided. I know I'm on the podium for the season, for the entire year. I'm just not sure what placing yet. I think it's a pretty strong possibility that I did jump into 2nd place for the year overall. So, but I won't find that out for a couple of days. So I gotta keep an eye on their website. So, that's pretty much it for this weekend's racing. It was a cool hang with a bunch of my friends. A couple of my friends actually have their daughters racing, which is kind of cool. Like, we do our run and walk back up the hill for a minute and watch the girls come down. So that was kind of cool to see the up and coming racers, the future pro riders, as some people prefer to put it. So anyway. So that's pretty much it for the racing for this weekend. With the holidays coming up, so it's going to be kind of chill out time for